Hello friends, thank you so much for joining me today as I create another layout for Shimmerz Paints. I am using the April Colors kit, and this kit is jam-packed full of all kinds of gorgeous colors, and it's an awesome kit. My first instinct was to color these flowers all different colors and maybe use it as my background page. But then I had another idea. I decided that I want to layer these or put these in strips and do the mixed media in sort of a rainbow fashion behind these strips. So I've cut them out. They're 1 inch a piece. And they're 1/2 inch apart, and I'm measuring where I want them to make sure that first I start with that center one and make sure it's exactly in the center of the page, and then I'm measuring where the other ones go in relation to that. Now, at some point in this process right here, as I'm doing these measurements, I decide that instead of having the strips going all the way from the top to the bottom of the page, that I want to stagger them in kind of a diamond shape, I guess, the longest one in the middle, and then graduating down from there as you go out. So now I'm going to cut the strips down even more, and once I do this, I realize that I didn't even need to cut as many strips as I did, but it's okay. I'll use them. I'll hang on to them and use them on another layout. Okay, so now I'm going to set those strips to the side and start doing my mixed media. I want to go ahead and start with the color that's in the center. So I pull out the Shimmerz Orange Sherbet. And by the way, all of these colors are in this month's color kit, and they're fantastic. So I'm just using the packaging technique, and I kind of got a little more than I wanted on that centerpiece, but that's okay. So I'm just putting it down, and I'm going to attempt to also stagger my colors. I don't think I do the best job at it, but I really do end up loving the way that it turns out. So this next color that I'm moving on to is the Vibes in Mustard Seed. And I was a little concerned because I thought I may have gotten too much of it over onto the little orange color there. But again, it all works out in the end. This color here, this is a Shimmerz Wee Bit O' Green. It's going to be the one on the end. Now also, I did originally intend to have the colors going up and down, so doing it vertically, but I do end up turning the page horizontal this way, and that's the way that I end up creating the layout, and I think I like it a lot better. This color here that I'm using is Shimmerz Pip Pip Cherry-O. It's a gorgeous sort of fuchsia type color. And this one is colorings in Born to Be Blue. However, it does read a little more purple, this royal kind of deep, I don't know, it's kind of somewhere in between blue and purple. Now, I want to finish it off. See, I didn't like the way some of the packaging technique landed with the colors. I think I got it in places I didn't really intend to do that. So I just come back in and add some splatters to kind of help even that out a little bit. And I like it much better after I do the splatters. Now I did make that blue strip there slightly thinner than it really needed to be. So off camera at the very end, I end up just very carefully widening that because I already have all of the elements down on my page, and I realized that I just needed a little more of that blue. So I widen it just a little bit, and you'll be able to see that in the final shots. Okay, so I'm gonna place the strips down. I'm gonna go off camera, get those glued into place, and here's where I decide to turn it. And I do this because now I realize that I want to try to make an effort to keep it tone on tone, and it was easier, the placement, the way that I wanted the layout to the elements around the photo to go. It was just easier to do it in a horizontal, and it, with the strips going horizontally. Now I've pulled these letter stickers out from my stash. They are from my little shoebox, and they're really, really old, so they're not sticking quite as well as they used to, but I end up really liking the result. I glue just the bottoms of the letters down, and the tops are kind of curled up and flopped up just a little bit, and I love that effect. So it worked out. And I'm going to pull a couple of little elements, these little sprinkle bits I'm going to sprinkle around also. And then finally, I'm going to trim off the edges of the white cardstock to, I think I trim off a half an inch around each side. And once that's done, I'm going to put it on this star paper, and I'm going to kind of turn it a little wonky, just tilt it a little bit instead of keeping it straight like I normally do. And that's it. That's going to complete this layout. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you make a purchase from Shimmerz, don't forget to add my name to your order for a free product. Again, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a lovely crafty day. Thank you. Bye-bye.